Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now onto the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail! It's the kind of transfer that sends shockwaves across the entire country and sets social media ablaze with speculation, anger, disbelief, and, in some quarters, sheer delight. Imagine waking up, putting on the kettle, scrolling through your phone, and seeing a Celtic have signed Nicholas Raskin from Rangers. Aye, you read that right. The Belgian midfielder, who's become something of a fan favorite at Ibrox, has switched sides in one of the most dramatic and controversial moves in Scottish football history. And before anyone calls it fake news or an elaborate prank, the sources close to both camps are whispering the same thing. It's real, it's happening, and it's got everyone talking. This isn't just about a player changing clubs. It's about what it means, what it symbolizes, and what it sets in motion. For decades, the divide between Celtic and Rangers has been one of the fiercest in world football. Transfers between the old firm sides are rarer than a Scottish summer without rain. Yet here we are. Raskin, once a midfield general in Blue May, soon donned the green and white hoops, and the implications are absolutely massive. Fans, pundits, and former players are scrambling to make sense of it. Let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. Rumors have been swirling for weeks. Quiet murmurs about discontent whispers that Raskin wasn't entirely happy with how things were going at Ibrox. Whether it was tactical frustrations, a lack of minutes, or just a general feeling of being undervalued, something was brewing behind the scenes. Of course, Rangers kept a tight lid on it all. Publicly, everything seemed fine. Raskin was still training, still smiling, still giving it his all on match days, but football is rarely what it seems on the surface. There were subtle signs, a few. Cryptic posts on social media, his name suddenly missing from the starting lineup without any explanation, and the usual minor knock excuse being trotted out more often than usual. And now, looking back, it all starts to make sense. Celtic, always watching, always ready to pounce on an opportunity, made their move. Discreetly, carefully, but decisively. It said they approached Raskin's representatives, quietly floated the idea, tested the waters. And instead of outrage, they got interest. That's when it got serious. And now here we are, with one of the most explosive transfer stories Scotland has seen in decades. What makes this even more astonishing is the timing. Celtic, fresh off a title-winning campaign, are not exactly desperate for reinforcements. Their midfield is stacked with talent, depth, and creativity. So why Raskin? Why now? Some insiders believe it's less about need and more about strategy, about sending a message. By prying away a key player from their biggest rivals, Celtic aren't just strengthening their squad. They're weakening Rangers. It's a psychological blow as much as a tactical one. A move that says we're in control now. And if that sounds dramatic, well, this is Scottish football we're talking about. Every decision is magnified. Every rivalry moment is drenched in history. And every headline can feel like a declaration of war. Raskin, for his part, is said to be intrigued by the challenge. A new system, a new role, a fresh environment, and perhaps a bit of revenge. Because if there's one thing we've learned from footballers over the years, it's that pride and motivation are powerful things. And there's nothing more motivating than being doubted, insulted, or branded a traitor by your former faithful. The fan reaction, as you might expect, has been absolutely volcanic. Rangers supporters are livid, stunned, betrayed. The betrayal cuts deep, not just because Raskin is leaving, but because he's going there, to the other side, the enemy, social. Media is awash with fury, confusion, and heartbreak. Some are burning shirts, others calling for answers from the club's leadership. How could they let this happen? Is the prevailing sentiment. And it's not just the fans. Some former Rangers legends have come out swinging too, accusing the current administration of complacency, mismanagement, and a failure to understand what this rivalry really means. On the other side, Celtic fans are gleeful, not just because they've landed a quality player, but because of who they've taken him from. The banter is merciless. Memes are flooding in, taunts are being crafted, and the bragging rights are firmly in Parkhead's pocket. But amid all the noise, there's a quieter question emerging. Will this actually work? Can Raskin fit in the Celtic system, win over a new fan base, and handle the pressure of being the most controversial signing in years? There's also the dressing room dynamic to consider. Will the current Celtic players embrace Raskin, or will there be tension? Let's be honest, footballers are professionals, but they're also human. And when someone comes in with baggage, especially baggage from Ibrox, it's bound to cause ripples. Some players might question the decision. Others might worry about the media circus that's sure to follow. And yet there's a school of thought that says this kind of signing could galvanize the team. Bring a fresh edge. Inject some spice into training. Competition for places is always a good thing, and Raskin brings a very particular kind of midfield. Energy, aggressive, smart, always looking to turn defense into attack. Brendan Rodgers is no stranger to handling big personalities or tricky narratives. If anyone can manage this situation, it's him. But still, the pressure is enormous. Every touch Raskin takes in a Celtic shirt will be analyzed, every mistake magnified. He'll need to start strong win over the crowd quickly and prove beyond a doubt that he's here for football, not just fireworks. Financially, the deal is shrouded in mystery. Celtic aren't exactly shouting the fee from the rooftops, and Rangers, understandably, are keeping their lips tightly sealed. But the rumor mill suggests that the figure wasn't astronomical. In fact, some say it was relatively modest, which only adds fuel to the fire among Rangers fans. We let him go for that. They cry, pointing fingers at the boardroom and demanding resignations. There's talk that Raskin had a release clause or that his contract situation forced Rangers' hand. Others believe it was pure negligence. But no matter the reason, the optics are brutal. Celtic, with their financial stability and growing European ambitions, look like savvy operators. Rangers, in contrast, look like a club caught off guard. And in the brutal world of Scottish football, perception matters almost as much as results. This transfer, regardless of how it plays out on the pitch, will be a case study in PR. How one club can turn a player move into a narrative of dominance and how another can stumble into a firestorm. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. There's also a historical layer to all this. Very few players have made the direct switch from Rangers to Celtic or vice versa. The last high-profile example was Mo Johnston in the late 80s, and that saga still sends shivers down spines. Johnston, a former Celtic hero, shocked the world by signing for Rangers, a Catholic player joining the Protestant club in an era where sectarian divides were even sharper than they are today. The fallout was biblical. Fans burned scarves, graffiti appeared overnight, and friendships were tested. Now, decades later, the roles are reversed, and while times have changed, the intensity hasn't. Raskin's move might not carry the same religious weight, but culturally it's still explosive. It's a reminder that the old firm isn't just about football. It's about identity, loyalty, and lines that aren't meant to be crossed. By crossing that line, Raskin has written himself into the story, for better or worse. His name will be remembered. The only question is whether it will be in triumph or infamy. Interestingly, the Belgian media is also following this story closely. In Raskin's homeland, he's seen as a rising talent, someone who's flirted with international recognition and who still has his best years ahead of him. The idea that he's become the centerpiece of such a bitter rivalry battle has sparked curiosity abroad. Why would he do this, they ask? What's so intense about this rivalry that people are reacting like it's life or death? And perhaps this transfer will shine a new light on the Scottish game. Remind the wider football world that passion here runs deep, that the old firm isn't just a local derby, it's a global event. Celtic, of course, will be hoping that Raskin flourishes, that he becomes a midfield general, dictating tempo, breaking up attacks and threading those killer passes. If he does, he won't just justify the move, he'll become a legend in his own right. And Belgium, watching on from afar, will see just what Scottish football is capable of producing. Not just talent, but drama theatre and moments that define careers. One aspect that can't be ignored is how this move affects the upcoming season's narrative. Suddenly, every Celtic versus Rangers match has a new subplot. The crowd will roar louder, the tackles will crunch harder, and all eyes will be on Raskin. Will he be booed mercilessly at Ibrox? Absolutely. Will he be treated like a hero at Parkhead? That remains to be seen. But either way, he's center stage now. Every foul, every pass, every goal or mistake will be amplified. Pundits will speculate, fans will argue, and the media will feast. It's a dream for broadcasters, a nightmare for PR teams, on pure adrenaline for supporters. The old firm was already the most electric fixture in the league. Now, with this storyline, added is gone nuclear, tickets will sell out in minutes, viewership will skyrocket. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Raskin will be trying to keep his head down and just play football. Good luck with that, lad. From a tactical perspective, this move could genuinely make sense. Celtic's system under Rodgers often demands a dynamic midfielder who can transition play quickly and press relentlessly. Raskin ticks those boxes. His energy, work rate, and vision could slot in perfectly alongside McGregor or O'Reilly, creating a formidable engine room. But again, it's all about execution. Talent alone won't be enough. He'll need to understand the style, adapt to new instructions, and perhaps most importantly, win over a fan base that's not entirely sure what to make of him yet. There will be doubts. There will be chants. There might even be protests. But football has a way of silencing critics when the ball hits the back of the net. If Raskin can deliver on the pitch, the noise off it will fade. But until then, the pressure cooker will keep boiling. Every training session, every press conference, every post-match interview, all under the microscope. And that's before we even consider the inevitable leaks, rumors, and stories that'll swirl around his every move. There are already conspiracy theories popping up. Was this move orchestrated months ago? Did Raskin deliberately lower his performances to force a move? Did someone within the Rangers hierarchy sabotage negotiations? It's madness, but it's the kind of madness that fuels football fandom. Forums are lit up with speculation. Former teammates are being unfollowed on Instagram. Body language experts are analyzing his last few matches. It's become a soap opera, a drama series, a political thriller. And Celtic, they're loving every minute of it. They've played this perfectly, kept it quiet, struck at the right moment, and now they've thrown Rangers into complete chaos. Whether it's gamesmanship, genius, or just good business, one thing's for sure, they've stolen the spotlight. Now, the only thing left is to see whether Raskin delivers. If he does, this could go down as one of the greatest transfer coups in Scottish football history. If he doesn't, well, he'll be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Either way, the stage is set. Hello, fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.